a hearing today from His Grace Krishna Prem Das. So His Grace Krishna Prem Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He came into the movement, in the Iskcon movement in the year 1988, and he was initiated in 1995. He has been serving as a spiritual counselor at the Radha Gopinath Mandir in Mumbai for the last 28 years, and he has also been instrumental in bringing many people into Krishna consciousness. He's also served as a surgeon at the Bhaktivedanta Hospital in Mira Road in Mumbai, which is amazing. And many of his patients have become devotees and are now themselves spiritual counselors. So I think that deserves a big round of applause. And he's been serving as a surgeon at Lake Ridge Health Oshawa as well in Canada here for the last 2 years. And his wife is also with us, Kishori Priya Devi Dasi Mataji. She's also a doctor in anesthesiology and served at the Bhaktivedanta Hospital as well. So we're very fortunate to be in their presence. Let's all give Prabhu a big round of applause. Here you go.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your kind words, Mataji. I hope I'm living up to your expectations. So we'll have a small bhajan before the class begins. I hope everybody knows this and just follow what I say. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Yashodanandana Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jai Gaur Hari Premanandi. Hari Gaur. So I thank all of you for coming for this program at Iskcon, Mississauga. Here's something. Hare Krishna. Was it? Yeah, I think it should be. Hello. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Ladita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words about the glorification of Lord Dhamodra, and if time permits, a little bit about Govardhan. We should understand why we come to such programs. It should not be some pious form of entertainment that we come. If it's Sunday, it's Mississauga program. 6 days we have done whatever we wanted to do in our material life, and 7th day we'll just purify our existence by hearing this. No, this is like a doctor's surgery room. I'm a surgeon, right? So we have to perform surgery, and the tumor of ignorance in our heart has to be cut, and it's very painful. So one has to be really prepared for this and take a lifelong commitment that somehow or the other I've got the association of devotees, and I should utilize this time to make our life more glorious. Why are we all here? We want to get, I won't go into the details of this, we are ultimately to get Krishna Prema, love of the Lord. And how do we get that? By performing our service unto Him. And during this month of Kartik, it's like a bumper sale, you know. Buy one, get 1,000 free, literally. So when you do spiritual activities in this month of Kartik, whatever activities we perform is multiplied 1,000 times. So it's basically an impetus for newcomers to get started their spiritual life, and for devotees to intensify their sadhana so that they start relishing the process of devotional service. So without any further ado, let me go straight into the pastimes. So Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mahameti so Arjuna. What's the meaning of this verse? Janma. Krishna is saying, my appearance in this world, karma, my activities in this world, they're all divine, they're all transcendental. And one who understands this, tattvataha, evam yo vetti tattvataha. Vetti means to know it. Tattvataha means in truth. If one understands these pastimes and my appearance in this world as transcendental, he says what? Tyaktva. Tyaktva means when we give up. What? Deham. Punarjanma naiti. We will not get another birth again. What will happen? We'll reach Krishna Loka. This is what Krishna is promising us. And we have to have faith in this process. So let us give submissive oral reception to the Katha. And when you give submissive oral reception, what is the meaning of submissive oral reception? Without any challenges. We may not understand everything, but if you are humble enough, I don't understand, Prabhu, could you please explain a little more? And if we come with this attitude, then Krishna will create revolutions in our impious lives. Okay? So, we are actually, they have given me 5th and 6th verse of the Damodara Ashtakam, but I will narrate the pastime a little bit. This Damodara Ashtakam has been written by a very wonderful sage, Satyavrata Muni. And he is glorifying the Lord. It's actually a petition to the Lord. We all have to write petitions. And you know, when you write petitions to the Lord or prayers to the Lord, there are 3 characteristics. First is what? Lord, you're glorious. You're so wonderful. But I am so fallen. I am very fallen. Because I am very fallen and because you are so glorious, I want your mercy to descend upon me. These are the 3 points in every prayer. You see any prayer. There's a verse by Narottam Das Thakur. What does he say? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Karo More. Tava, what that? Tama bina ke dayalu jagata sansare. Patita pavan hetu tava avatar. Moshama patita Prabhu na pai beyara. You have come into this world to give us Krishna Prem. But I am the most fallen. You will not find anybody more fallen than me. So this is the constant refrain in all the prayers. God, you are very great. I am very fallen. So please give me your mercy. So like this he starts. He's written 8 verses on the... Settle down. He's written 8 verses starting with Namamishwaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. What does he say? Namamishwaram. I'm worshipping, I'm going down to my Lord who is Ishvara. Ishvara means the controller. Whom is he praying to? The adult Krishna or to the small Krishna? Small Krishna, so that many people should not think he's like, you know, my son also is behaving the same way as what Krishna is doing. So before making us think all those things, he straight away says what? Namamishwaram. He is controller. He is the proprietor. And he says what? Sat Chit Ananda Rupam. His Rupa is what? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal. Chit means conscious. And Ananda means full of bliss. So that is his Rupa Visesh. He is Sat Chit Ananda and he is Ishvara. Brahma also tells the same thing when he starts the Brahma Samhita. What does he say? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So whenever they write like this, it's also part of the Mughlacharan words of this. I mean, let's not go to the details of these things. So he starts straight away like this. And what does he say? Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam. What's the meaning of this? He says there are shark-shaped earrings, Makara Kundala, or crocodile-shaped earrings on his earlobes. And the fortune of this ornament is what? It is whenever he is walking here and there, it is continuously shaking and kissing the cheeks of Krishna. So how wonderful it is that this Makara Kundala is having this fortune. And it is not that this Makara Kundala is beautifying Krishna, it's the other way around. We all dress up for what? To look beautiful. These makeup makes us look beautiful, but it's opposite as far as Krishna is concerned. What is that? Krishna is beautifying the ornament. Bhushanam Bhushanangam. Krishna beautifies the ornament. He's saying, Kya mast sharir chuna hai. Kundal, such beautiful sharir. You are becoming more beautiful because you are on the body of Krishna. So Krishna is so wonderful. And Brajamanam, his family of the Vraja Gopis and the Gopas, they're all such excellent, and they're all in Vraja. Vraja means what? This land of Vraja is such that there's only service. Nobody wants to be the controller. In this world, all of us, what we want to do, we want to show we are greater than the other. If you go to any conference, they say, I have done this, I'm better, he's not so good. We say like that. We may not say straight away, but we mean like this. But in Vrindavan, everybody is only the servant of each other, including the Lord. The Lord wants to be servant of his servant, the devotees. And that is why this Vraja is so rare. We also say Prabhupada went to America, carried with him Vrindavan. What does it mean? How can anybody carry Vrindavan? He carried this mood of Vrindavan to serve. He went and served the Americans who had a counterculture. They were 20 years and he was 70 years. They had a rule that we should not follow anybody over the age of 30 years. But he served them with no material intentions at all. No expectation of anything. Nachao, nachao, Prabhu nachao. You can make me dance like a puppet, Prabhupada. This was his mood. He wanted to serve, and that's why he could take Vrindavan there. If we all have the same mood, then we can stimulate so many people to come in the path of Krishna consciousness. So now, then he jumps into the Leela Visesh. What does he say? What is the next line? Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyo Luka Ladhavamanam Paramrishtam Atyanta Trutta Gopya. So on Diwali day, you all must have heard this pastime. It is very simple, that she was making butter because Krishna was stealing somewhere else, and then so many things happened. Then she tied him, and Krishna was very angry. Then she tried to catch him and she tied him, and that's it, 5 minutes. So there's not much. Everybody knows, everybody has read Amar Chitra Katha, right? You all know Amar Chitra Katha? So at least I came to know all this through Amar Chitra Katha. I said, what is so great in this, But then the Acharyas have explained the Katha so well. We can go on talking for 5, 6, 7 days together, actually speaking. But we don't have that luxury. So what are the thing is, on the day of Diwali, Ekada Grihadachishu Yashoda Nanda Gehini Karmantara Niyuktaishu Nirmamantaram Swayadadi. What is that? On this day, Ekada means one day. On what? On Diwali day, which came on 31st or 1st, some people say that. She got up early and she started churning the butter for the pleasure of Krishna. Why she was doing so early? Why she was doing personally? She's the queen, Nanda Gehini. She's the queen of Nanda Bhavan. Because she thought Krishna is going to other gopis' house and he's stealing butter. And not only that, all the gopis are coming and complaining to me, your son is so mischievous, is so doing so much of pranks, and I have to somehow control his pranks. So she said, probably I am not making butter with so much of love, so I should make it myself. So she started making butter. And while making butter, when she was churning on the nights when they do like that, she had wonderful bangles. And these bangles was making a wonderful noise. And the stick which you churned the butter was acting like a mridang. Like how when we have kirtans, when somebody plays kartals and mridang, wonderful kirtan comes. Same way when she was churning, wonderful kirtan was happening. She was singing the glories of the Lord as a child, what and all he did. And Krishna is telling also, Yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. Naham tishtami Vaikuntha. I'm not in Vaikuntha, nor in the yogi's heart, but wherever my devotees are singing very, very, very sincerely, with love, to please me, I'm there. And Krishna wanted to show that. He was in the next room, just got up, and he started crying because he didn't see his mom. He comes straight to the place where she was churning the butter. And what he did, he immediately came and caught hold of the churning rod. Because he thought, how can I tell her to stop? If I put my hand on this, automatically she will stop. And immediately when Yashoda saw Krishna, her love for him became so much. Milk was flowing from her breast. And Krishna said, I want to have your milk. And she sits down and Krishna jumps on her lap and he starts feeding from Mother Yashoda. We hear all the wonderful things happen. Nobody can have so much of love as what Yashoda has. And nobody has the capacity to digest that love as much as Krishna. So this Leela of Krishna drinking milk from Yashoda would have gone on and on and on. Why? Because she is infinite love and Krishna has got infinite capacity to accept that love. So one wonderful devotee in the form of milk. It's very, you may think, how can milk be a devotee? But I tell you, I'll make you convinced about this. This milk was on the chula and it started, as I said, of course, the material reason is what it was boiling, so it was spilling over, and the noise which was coming interrupted the pastime. Yashoda kept Krishna down and she went to switch off the gas, to take the milk off. Now the reason Acharyas have explained is that milk is a great, wonderful devotee of the Lord. It's conscious. Because everything in spiritual world is conscious. So what he thought, this pastime of Krishna drinking milk from Yashoda cannot stop because she has infinite love and he can go on taking it forever. So what is the use of our existence? The milk's existence is to please the Lord by going into his mouth and satisfying Krishna. But if this goes on, there is no chance for me to enter the mouth of Krishna. So I cannot serve. So my life is vyartha. Vyartha means it's useless. So what it did? It committed suicide. Coming into the fire means committed suicide. Now you may think this is all sentimental, poetic. Some acharyas must have just mentally thought, let me just embellish this poetry. No, it is real. Are you all convinced about it or no? You want me to convince you? How do you say it is real, Mataji? In your house when milk is boiling, by chance you forget, it blows out. Is it because it is committing suicide? Don't believe just because I am telling you. Is it really true what I said, or you are thinking it is some sentimental explanation? Anybody has any answer to this?
No, my mother used to say, you should be not wasting anything on the while cooking. Because
Yes.
if it is burnt or it is came out from the pot, it's not very auspicious. Because she must be thinking the same thing, that everything which we are preparing for the Krishna is a living entity. Like what you want to try, that milk is a person. He is thinking to society.
Okay, that's a very beautiful sentiment, but I am saying, but this is material milk. But that is the spiritual. In Gokul Vrindavan is a small representation of Golok Vrindavan. We have the American embassy in Canada, right? It's not the whole America has come inside. And what is the rule of America? What is the rule in the Canadian American embassy? The rules of America hold true, not that of Canada. Are you with me?
Yes.
If a criminal who's gone inside that embassy, Canadian Royal Mounted Police cannot catch him and put him in jail. Why? Because he's in American territory. Same way, this Gokul Vrindavan is a representation of the actual spiritual world, which is Golok Vrindavan. And Golok Vrindavan is huge. How can it be? How can that embassy be in? And Krishna has put the entire Golok Vrindavan in Gokul Vrindavan, not only an embassy. Now we will not discuss this because there is a big explanation. We can talk later on about this. But the thing is, Krishna can do anything. When the gopis had Ras Leela with Krishna, that one night of Ras Leela was equal to how many hours, how many days, how many years? It's only one night. But Krishna packed that one night with what? With one night of Brahma. You know what's the length of Brahma's night? It is 4,320,000,000 years. It all sounds very fantastic. But that's what Krishna, there's nothing which Krishna cannot do. He can do anything. There's a wonderful story, I won't tell that because we have no time. But the thing is, understand this Gokul Vrindavan is not different than the spiritual world. And everything in this Gokul Vrindavan, at the time when Krishna was there, was Chit potency, was conscious. It always wanted that, it's understood its existence is meant for what? For the pleasure of the Lord. So that is why this milk was trying to commit suicide. And Mother Yashoda, she keeps Krishna down. And actually, why did the milk commit suicide? You think it was selfish that, oh, I am not getting service, only Yashoda is giving service? No, it's not that. He wanted to partake in the pastime of the Lord. What is the Damodar pastime? The Damodar pastime is ultimately meant for relieving two trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Yamarajuna trees, they were the sons of Kuvera, Nala Manigriva. And everybody, they know the heart of the Lord. If the Lord was continuing to have milk and Mother Yashoda gives it, this would not have happened. So it said, I have to now take on. If I have to make this pastime happen, I have to somehow do something. So it boiled over. And Mother Yashoda keeps Krishna down and goes to switch off, to take the milk off the chula. And then what happens? Krishna becomes extremely angry. That person who is not in the modes of nature at all, who cannot become angry, who does not become angry at all, he tells us not to become angry, he becomes angry. How is it so? It's very hypocritical, right? Suppose I'm a doctor, I'm smoking cigarette in front of a patient who comes to take treatment from me, and they say, you know what, your problem is because you're smoking, don't smoke. Will it ever enter into the heart of the patient? He'll say, doctor, you are smoking, how are you telling me not to smoke? So here Krishna is telling, you should be very calm, you should be peaceful, you should not dhyayato vishyan pumtlan sangasteshu bachayate sangat sanjayate kamat krodho bachayate. You know this verse, right? Everybody knows this verse. When you contemplate on the objects of senses, one becomes attached, and by attachment you start lusting for that, and when it is thwarted, you get angry. Krishna is saying, don't do that, and he becomes angry because his desire to enjoy milk from Yashoda was thwarted. Now, was Yashoda doing pure devotional service, or she was displeasing Krishna? I'm asking you. Was she displeasing Krishna by keeping Krishna down, or she was doing pure devotional service? Huh? Let's understand what is pure devotional service. You all have heard this verse? Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttamam. What is the definition? What is the meaning of this? What is pure devout service? It should be done with the intention to please Krishna. Was Krishna pleased with this? If Krishna was pleased, he would not have become angry, right? So was Yashoda doing pure devotional service by making Krishna angry? Logically, it sounds that she is doing exactly opposite, right? So was she doing devotional service to Krishna by making Krishna angry? Huh? How she was doing devotional service? Yes, because the Leela Shakti of the Lord made her realize that I have to do this. Because I'm making that milk for Krishna to make butter out of it, to make sweetmeats. And if that gets wasted, then I would not be able to serve Krishna nicely. So her intention was not to displease, her intention was to please. So pure devotional service does not mean pleasing Krishna. It means what? With the intention to please Krishna. Are you with me? You think Hiranyakashipu pleased Nrsimhadev or not? Anybody here? Does Hiranyakashipu please Krishna? But Krishna was pleased. He could get a wonderful fight with Hiranyakashipu. He was very pleased. So was he doing pure devotional service? So by this definition, Hiranyakashipu did not please Nrsimhadev. Why? Because his intention was not to please, but Krishna became pleased. Are you with me? So here Yashoda did not please Krishna, but her intention would what? That I have to please Krishna. And Krishna, see, this is all a Leela. Krishna performs all these things. That's why they say, Janma karma chame divyam. Yevambyo vedti tattva. One who understands it in truth. They need never take birth again in this material world. Anyway, so now what happened is, Krishna becomes very angry and he throws tantrums and he takes a stone and puts in the pot, the butter pot. All the butter is flowing out and he rolls and frolics in the butter. And his feet was all covered with butter and he was walking like that. He was 2 years old. He was walking, crawling and going into the other room where there was again a pot of butter kept. There was a grinding mortar. He climbs on top of that. I'm trying to fast over now because I spent too much time in this. He climbs that and he takes butter from there and he starts eating. Not only that, what does he do? There were monkeys there. He calls all of them and he gives them. And Mother Yashoda, she comes out and she sees, oh, what is this? He has done some, it's not rocket science to understand. Yeah, my son must have done all this. And she starts smiling. And she then goes into the other room. How she knew? Because she saw the footprints. She goes into the other room. And there she sees Krishna doing all these things. And she feigns anger. Or does he become angry or no? Does Yashoda become angry? Yashoda is not angry. Yashoda is amused. And she wants to, she's very happy that Krishna is doing it, but at the same time, she wants to, like how a mother wants to condition a child so that he doesn't behave when he becomes an adult he should not become bad. So she tries to behave angrily. And looking at Mother Yashoda with the whipping stick in her hand, Krishna becomes very, very angry. And then the next verse, which, what's the name? Who's that Muni? Satyavrat Muni is writing. What is that? Rudantam, no, what is that? Yashoda bhiyo luka lat tavamanam paramashta madhyantato tuti krupya. He looks at Mother Yashoda and he becomes so angry, so fearful. And he jumps down. Now it is said, fear personified is fearful of Krishna. Fear personified means what? The Guru Maharaj once said, if all the fear of all the people, of all the living entities are put together, you can call it as fear personified. And the biggest thing is fear of death. That death personified is fearful of Krishna. And that Krishna whom death personified, fear personified is fearful of Mother Yashoda seeing the stick in Yashoda's hand. And then he jumps out and he starts running away. But Mother Yashoda ran after him with greater speed. And she comes behind and catches him. Is it possible for anybody to catch Krishna? It's impossible. Nobody can catch Krishna. It is said, Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. It's there in Brahma Samhitam like this. Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. Vayo ratapi manaso muni pungavana. So piyasti yad prapadasim na vichintya tatve. Govindam madi purusham tamaham vajami. What is this? Muni. Muni means they have to refute somebody. And the Pungavana means the toppers of the Munis, when they travel. Now I'll tell you the speed. The speed of light is how much? 3 lakh kilometers per second. The light from the sun to come to the earth takes 7.5 minutes. And do you know anything faster than the light? Anybody? The mind. The mind is millions of times faster than the light. And it said Muni Pundavana. What is that? When they travel at the speed of mind for millions and billions of years in meditation, they cannot even approach Prapada Vichintita. They cannot even approach the toenails of the Lord, let alone catch him. They are trying their level best to catch him. And Mother Yashoda here, she is heavy set, and she was churning butter for so long, getting up in the morning, she was tired. She could catch Krishna. So catching Krishna is no ordinary deal. We think like how mother catches their son, they think it's like that. No, it's not like that. This is Krishna. Namam Ishwaram, he says. He is Ishwara. So Yashoda trying to catch Krishna is like the topmost Muni trying to catch Krishna. But she is a devotee. It's only a devotee who can catch Krishna. One of the opulence of Krishna is what is Ajita. Nobody can conquer Krishna. That Krishna who is Ajita becomes caught by Yashoda. How? Because of the pure love of Yashoda. And after she catches him, what she does? Rudantam muhur the next verse. Rudantam muhur netram yugmam rijantam karamboja yugmena sa atanka netram. What is that? After she catches him, he does that. That's a child when it is scared and it's crying. What does it do? It breathes like this. Right? You've seen a child doing like that. And it is said the breath of Krishna as Mahavishnu, yes, yaika nishvashita kalam athavalambya jivan tiloma vilaja jagadanda nata Vishnun mahan sayasya kala visesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. From one breath of Mahavishnu, when it comes out, billions of universes are coming. And when he breathes in, millions of universes are going inside. Here, Krishna is breathing. Nothing is happening to Yashoda. He thought that Yashoda will become melted, but she said, no chance now. I have to somehow not punish him. Okay, in one way it is punishment. I want to put him in such a way that he doesn't do any more mischief and create problem for me in my making butter. So she made up a resolve that I am going to tie Krishna today. And she takes only 5 minutes, Hare Krishna. And then she takes, actually speaking, why we are all assembled here? To understand Krishna Katha. That is the most important thing of the program, because somebody, when they go out, Krishna should be churned out. You go on churning and no butter comes over the use. You understand? So there should be some time given for this. I know I'm not saying 5 minutes is too less. The thing is, I will try to concise, okay? Yeah. So 10 minutes more, okay? So then, what happened is, she takes a thread, a rope, and tries to tie Krishna. And what happens to this rope? This rope becomes short by 2 fingers. Then she takes another rope. It becomes short by 2 fingers. Third rope, fourth rope, fifth rope. All the ropes in Vrindavan she catches. Nothing happens. All the gopis come inside. And they wanted to see what's happening. They were all laughing. And they told, Yashoda, chhod do. You cannot tie. It's not possible. When they said like that, she became more adamant. She said, no, I will tie. And Krishna became more adamant. Krishna has many, many Shaktis. It's called Parasya Shaktil Vividaiva Shruyate. Swabhavaki Jnana Balak Kriyacha. He has multifarious energies. One of the energies is called Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sankalpa means what? Whatever he desires, yes, Prabhu? Whatever he does happens. Whatever he makes a vow, it will. So what was his Sankalpa? I will not allow Yashoda to tie me up. And what are the Sankalpa of Yashoda? I will tie him up. What is the definition of pure devout service? To have no desire separate from that of the Lord. Yashoda had a desire to tie Krishna, and Krishna had a desire not to be tied by Yashoda. So they were rasabhas, completely opposite. So was she doing pure devotional service? Anyway, let's not go into this. So what happened is, when all these things were happening, gopis were laughing, Krishna was still crying. It is said, Vishtva Parishram Krishna Kripayasit Swabandhane. When he saw the activity of Yashoda with beads of sweat on her forehead, the Kripa Shakti of Krishna, which is the topmost Shakti, it can overpower all other Shaktis. And Satya Sankalpa, Satyavak and so many other energies, they become subservient. They don't say, no, I am supposed to be ruling. They go down. And Kripa Shakti came in, and when Krishna's Kripa came, he allowed himself to be bound. So the Acharyas are saying, do you know what the reason why it was becoming 2 fingers too short and not 3 fingers or 4 fingers or 5 fingers? What is it, Prabhu?
So the 2 fingers represent your individual effort, and then Krishna's mercy to make your effort successful.
Yes. So you all know this, right? So 2 fingers, the first finger signifies our effort. Effort to tie Krishna or anything?
Our effort to please Krishna.
Anything and everything. If we think by our efforts I studied so hard so I passed my exams. We did so hard, that's why this Mississauga program is coming out. No, it's not possible. I made with so much of attention, that's why I could make so much of bhoga. Anything and everything, even material things. Unless the sanction of Krishna is there, it never gets fructified. There it's not directly Krishna, it is Mahamaya, through the 3 modes of material nature, which gives reaction to our activities. But in pure devotional service or in devotion, Krishna directly interferes. And unless his mercy is there, none of our efforts will be crowned. So to show this, the Acharya said, these 2 fingers signify that. And when it was tied, now we should, I want to tell about the Damodara Ashtakam. So it is said, Iti driksva leelavid ananda kunde swagosham nimajjantam akhyapayantam tadi eshitagneshu bhakte chitatvam. What is he saying? By such childhood pastimes as these, like Damodar, he's drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. And he wants to boldly declare, akhyapayantam is advertising. What? That my devotee will always win in any effort. I always lose. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Arjuna had difference of opinion. Arjuna didn't want to fight the war, and Krishna wanted him to fight the war. But at the end of Bhagavad Gita, what happens? Arjuna says, Nashta moha smriti labdva, I have now lost all my illusion and I will fight. So his desire came exactly congruent to that of Krishna. But here, Mother Yashoda's desire, Krishna allowed his desire to be congruent to that of Yashoda. That means pure devout service wins over Krishna himself. Right? So then, what happens is we can discuss this. Actually, there's the 5th and 6th verse is very wonderful. It's actually a petition. As I told you, will you give me 5 minutes more? Is it okay? The petition is what? God, you are so great. Till now he described the Leela and he's so good. You are Ishvara and things like that. And I am so fallen. Now he's telling about that fallen thing. And he says what I want. What is he saying? Varam deva moksham na mokshavadim va nachanyam bruneham vareshadapiya idam teva purnat gopala balam sadame manasa virashtam kimanyahi. I don't want anything. I don't want moksha. I don't want liberation in Vaikuntha. I don't want any boon. I just want your form as this Damodara present in my heart again and again. No other boon is very important. Now you come to the 5th verse. I'm fast forwarding the whole thing. Idam te mukhambojam matyanta niler vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya muhu chumbitam bimba raktadaram me manasa virashtam malam lakshalabhai. He is describing the beauty of Krishna. What is he saying? That the color of Krishna's skin is like the rain cloud, newly formed, fresh, beautiful rain cloud. And it is covered over by locks of soft black hair. Vritam kuntalai snigdha. Snigdha means very, very soft. And it is curling, and he has a very rosy hue on his skin. And that is made more red by Mother Yashoda, Muhu Chumbitam. She goes on kissing him. And by the kiss of the shark-shaped earring, it becomes more. And his lips are like the bimba fruit. And he's saying, let this form be ever manifest in my heart. And he says, why I want all these things? He's saying, Namo Deva Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu Grihanesha Mamadhya Vedakshi Drishya. What is this? He says, Oh Deva, Oh Damodara, Oh Ananta, Oh Vishnu. He goes on praising the Lord, thinking now I've got a very tagda reason. And he's saying what? Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdimagnam. I am now drowning. Dukkha means what? Sorrows. Jala. Jal means what? Maya Jal bolte na, that the World Wide Web jaisa. We are also in that Jal. Dukkha Jal Abdi. Abdi is ocean. Magna means I am drowned in this ocean of miseries. And because I am drowning in that, Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam. And he says, I am Ati Dina. I am most fallen. You say, you remember all the prayers, what they say, you're so great, I am so fallen, so you give me. So he's exactly following this. He's saying, I'm Ati Deen, I'm drowning in an ocean of sorrow. Please give me your kripa. And now what he's saying, he's not satisfied with only vision of the Lord in his heart. What he's saying, come in front of me. Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu. Come in front of me, I want to see you in your physical form. So he's becoming a little more greedy. And you may say, is greed required in devotion? The only price if you want, which you have to pay to get Krishna to listen to your pleas is what? Ekamulyam iti laulyam, ati laulyam. You should be extremely greedy. And he's showing this. Now we cannot artificially pretend to be greedy. Krishna, I also want to be like that. You have to come to that platform. You cannot behave like a PhD when you are in first standard. And we are all not even in first standard. We are not even come out of the shell. Anyway, the 7th and 8th verse I think I will not describe because the next so with such childhood pastimes of these, it is so wonderful. Actually, how much time I spoke? 35 minutes or 40 minutes?
Almost. You have 1 minute more left, but you spoke 35 minutes.
35 minutes.
34
Somehow,
minutes.
to Krishna can put Golok Vrindavan in Gokul Vrindavan, but I cannot put this pastime in 35 minutes. If you hear it carefully, Janma Karma Chime Divyam Evam Vikti Tattvata. One who knows this in truth, in Tattvata, then what happened? Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma Naiti. He says you have to have faith. How many people have the faith? Sure? How many of you feel you will go back? No, you all want to, but how many people feel you will go back? That means you don't have faith at all. You know why our faith is not there? Or rather, even if we have the faith, why we don't really have the faith that we will go back? Because the doubt comes in. Suppose it doesn't happen. We don't know. Why? The doubt is because of our sense gratificatory propensities. A pure devotee says what? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagati shakame, mama janmani janmani ishware bhavatat bhaktir ahetu. I don't want anything. I don't want even liberation. I don't want even moksha. And the last verse of Shikshashtakam says what? Asnishchava padaratam pinashtumam adashmnam madmahtam karotua yata tata va vidadatu lampato mad prananatastu sayanam. You can do what you want with me. You can make me broken hearted. Like the gopis are willing to go to hell. I won't tell the story. To hell for eternity to solve one moment of headache of Krishna. They said, we don't want anything. As long as Krishna is pleased, we don't mind languishing in hell for eternity. If we have that, how many people really want to go to Guru Vrindavan? But Krishna says, I want you to stay in this world forever. Will you be happy or you'll be unhappy? Happy? Really? Search from inside our heart. When suppose the doctor says tomorrow you're going to leave your body, what we will do? We'll say, Are apna insurance barabar hua ki nahi? Where this house is going to go, where is this going to go? I'm sure you'll not think of gender. At least I'm talking about myself. I can only talk about myself. We have to be very, very truthful. When we are truthful, Krishna will do. When we say, Krishna, really, wherever you have put me, one of the principles of surrender is what? To be dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Means what? Whatever you do, Krishna, I'm accepting it. Anyway, so let us not go further. Thank you so much. Is there a time for a question, a single question? I know it's going
today,
to be...
but maybe afterwards we can have them come to you during Prashadam.
Thank you so much. So I know, sorry for the delay. Thank you so much for patiently hearing.
Thank you so much, Krishna Prem. Sorry to cut you off. We could listen to you for days and days, that's for sure.
Hare
But
Krishna.
unfortunately, we have a time limit on the room as well. But the next part of the program we'll have a few exciting things. So the first thing we will do is circumambulate Giriraj Govardhan here in the middle. So we will go, Banuja Mataji will explain, but basically we'll go 4 times around Giriraj. And after that, we will offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada and then the diyas to Lord Damodara and Yashoda. So Mataji will explain how we do that.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.